Hi there. This is a somatic exercise that targets the muscles of the waist as well as the hip flexors and extensors to some extent. And then in the final version of the movement, we'll also be working with the shoulder joints as well. So, this is a fun exercise to do, and I recommend that you do this with an image in mind of kind of a lazy cat rolling around on the floor, just enjoying the feeling of movement. So that is the mindset that we want to adopt before we do these movements. So when you're ready, come onto your side. And I'm just going to extend my bottom arm above me. I'm going to set my hips and my knees at about 90-degree angles so that my body feels nice and stable and supported. And then to begin, we're going to take the tips of the fingers of the top hand and just kind of place them right in the center of the chest, right on the sternum, at the heart center. And the reason for doing this is that we want to do these beginning movements as if we're kind of being pulled and pushed from that point on the body. So the first movement is, on an exhale, we're going to, moving here from the heart center, kind of drop that down toward the mat, kind of rolling down toward the mat. You can let your head follow. And almost do a little bit of a crunch here so that you feel the oblique muscles on the sides of the waist engage a little bit. And then on the inhale, we're going to sort of roll back and let that top shoulder roll back toward the floor behind us. So that's the first movement. We're going to do that 3 times. So on an exhale, just roll lazily down towards your mat. And as you inhale, begin to come back to your starting position and then sort of roll the chest open toward the ceiling. 2 more times. Exhale, nice and slow, rolling down. Inhale, lazily rolling open toward the ceiling. 1 more time. Exhale, nice and slow, as slowly as you can go. Rolling down. And then inhale, opening up toward the ceiling. And then we'll come back to our starting position. And you can take your top arm and just let it rest alongside your body. So we'll be doing that same movement, rolling down toward the mat and then opening up toward the ceiling, but we're going to add a leg movement this time. So as we roll down toward the mat, the top leg is going to extend and kind of swing back behind us, almost like a counterweight. And then on the inhale, we're going to open up, let the top shoulder roll back, and the leg's going to come forward into flexion. So that's the movement. Exhaling, rolling down toward the mat, let the legs swing back a little bit. And then inhaling, leg comes forward, and the top shoulder moves back behind us. 1 more time, exhale. Rolling down, nice and lazy. And then inhaling. And then we'll make our way back to our starting position. Take a moment just to rest here and breathe. So adding on to this movement, we're going to take the top arm and extend it up, kind of out a little bit from the body and up towards the top of the mat. So as you exhale, roll down toward the mat. You can let that hand slide out. Your leg's going to swing back behind you. And then as you begin to inhale, that arm's going to roll over. Top shoulder falls back, and the leg moves forward. Keep moving back and forth, nice and slow, just kind of sliding or gliding along the floor. Inhaling, leg swings forward, arm comes back. One more time, exhale, nice and slow, rolling down to the mat. And inhaling, opening up. And then make your way back to our starting position. So I'm just going to bring my top hand down in front of me for a moment. Take a moment to rest. And then you might even come onto your back for a moment. So you can lay in Shavasana. Take a breath or two here and just sort of get a sense of how things feel from one side to the other. There might be some tension at this point. So just notice. And then when you're ready, you can roll on to your other side. So once again, top arm is extended. You could also bend that arm if you wanted to. And then hips and knees are at 90 degrees. Your ankles are in line with your knees. So just establishing a point of reference on this side now, we're going to take the tips of the fingers right to the center of the chest, and kind of pressing in a little bit right there on the sternum. When you feel ready, exhale, roll nice and slow down toward the mat. And then as you inhale, move back through center. Let your top shoulder roll back behind you a little bit. It doesn't have to be a great big movement. Coming back through center. Exhale, roll the chest down. Inhale, nice and lazy, rolling the chest up. One more time, exhale, rolling down. And inhale, opening up. And then coming back into our starting position. Take your top arm alongside the body. We'll continue with that twisting movement and we'll add the leg extension and flexion. So on the exhale, begin to straighten your top leg, roll the chest down toward the mat. Leg comes back behind you a little. And then on the inhale, the leg swings forward as we open the chest toward the ceiling. Exhale, moving through. Roll the chest down. The leg will swing back. Inhale, coming back through center, top shoulder falls back, top leg rolls forward. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. And moving back to our starting position. Take a breath or two here. And then we're just going to reach the top arm up and out to the side a little bit. On your exhale, the shoulder rolls down, the arm might slide up, and then the top leg swings back. Inhale, back through center. Roll the top shoulder open, leg swings forward. Exhale, rolling back in the opposite direction like a big lazy cat. Inhale, opening the chest. One more. Exhale, roll the chest down. And kind of stretch the right arm and the right leg in opposite directions. And then inhale, opening up. And then we'll make our way back into our starting position. Take a breath here on your side. And then when you're ready, come on to your back. Stretch out the arms and legs. Flatten the shoulder blades out. And now notice side to side. Things feel a little more even in my body. Muscles feel more relaxed. My breath is nice and slow and deep. Feel free to rest here in Shavasana for as long as you like. You can pause the video if you want to stay. And then when you feel ready, you can bend your knees, roll to one side, and come up into a seated position. And then take a moment in your seated position to notice how things feel. Shoulders feel nice and relaxed. There's lots of space between my shoulders and my ears. And I'm not noticing much tension at all in the upper chest or in the back. So bring your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Thank you for practicing.